Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, the whole of each hand presses into the floor, every knuckle evenly. As you press your hands into the floor, move your hips back and up, lengthening the spine and the waist. Press your thighs back and release your heels to the floor. Let me say a couple of words about downward facing dog. If you're tighter in your shoulders or your hamstrings, take a look at Jason to see how he practices. He uses blocks to take the strain out of his shoulders, and he keeps his knees slightly bent to release his hamstrings. So take a look at Autumn downward facing dog. There's a tendency to drop into a back bend here. You can see the scoop in her spine. So to correct that, I'm going to draw the ribs back and in. I'm going to take her bottom ribs and direct them to the tops of her thighs. This way she's long along the spine and long along the front of her body. Now I'm going to move her hips back and up, lengthening her spine even more, which is one of the primary purposes of downward facing dog. And I'm going to shift a little more weight into her heels so that she can lengthen the backs of her legs. You can create this alignment on your own by firming your quadriceps and moving them back so that you shift your hips away from your hands, and you've got more weight in your heels and can release them down away from your hips. Now let's add a couple. In Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, the tendency is to collapse through the armpits, creating a back bend. To correct, soften the armpits up away from the floor, draw the triceps in so that you can broaden across your upper back. Unfortunately, this action in the upper body can sometimes create a rounding in the lower body. To correct, firm the quadriceps, press them back, lengthen the hips away from the ribs to create more length in the lower back.